In this lecture, we're going to be looking at starting a membership website. So what is it? A membership website is where you might have quite a bit of free content on your website, but you also have some premium features, some products, some information that is, I guess you'd say, behind a kind of locked door, which is the locked door can only be entered through by actually buying a membership. And they're often a pay per month kind of membership. And the way that it works is that you're going to have a lot of people getting the free content from your site, but then also thinking, I want to jump on there, get that additional information. You might even have forums going on like for paid members. And so they're actually paying you to be able to moderate forums, put in information, create products that they'll be able to use. So that's where you're adding the value. I've put the estimated potential profit quite high, like relative to some of the other ideas, at $1,000 per month. And the time cost also is quite high at 20 hours to get started, and 20 hours per week ongoing. The reason for saying that is because there is a lot of potential for being able to create value, but then be able to curate that content into a way that's easy to digest and take in. So for some people, being able to go into, say, a forum, and it's almost like a frequently asked questions about a particular topic. You might have a whole membership site just for people who want to discuss, say, vegan food. They'd be able to go in there and ask all different questions about which retailers offer the best options, and they'd just be talking about all these different things. So they're adding a whole lot of content in there. You might be putting some of those ideas and those resources together into products in the forum on a regular basis that just kind of sums up some of that information. And it's this ongoing process of providing that information, and someone's going to be paying a amount per month to stay up to date with all the latest details about, say, vegan products that are out there and different retailers that stock those products. So that's where you're adding a whole lot of value. I've put down here competition as being medium because the actual time involved and the amount of, hours that you have to put in to creating and fostering this community is something that probably has some people drop off, but then also the people who stick to it and can see that blossom, that kind of community, are the ones who are going to reap the benefits in this area. Just a few ideas to get you thinking. Selling interviews, podcasts. I know that Mixergy does this really well. I love Andrew Warner's podcasts. So he offers them for free if you sign up via podcast, but then ongoing, I think it's after it's been a few weeks old, he puts that into his paid membership site, Mixergy Premium, for people to be able to search and get those interviews later on. So that works really well. I've been a subscriber for years, so I give that a thumbs up. You could have free recipes leading to a food community. So that's, like I was saying before, say with the vegan one, you could have some vegan recipes, but then if someone wants to access, say you're putting out ebooks for people, or you've got people discussing those topics, that could be all within a paid community. Photography tips site and some members only content in there, and maybe a fitness website with members only forums for people who are looking for that additional information. And I know that Michelle Bridges in Australia does that really well with her fitness website. People pay an amount up front, and I think it's for a few months, and then they get access to all the information on her site. They can print out recipes and shopping lists that you can use to be able to just help you on your weight loss journey. So that's how she's done it. Another thing to remember in regards to the pricing on it. So for her, she has a pay up front for a certain amount of months. So we're going to be talking about pricing in this next one, where the free versus the paid content. You'll have your free content on your site, but in terms of the paid content on there, definitely look and make sure that the information that you're putting into a membership site is something that someone can't just pay for, say, 1 month, download all the information, then cancel, and then that's done. So it's something where you've got to be able to provide that ongoing value, that ongoing, say, moderation in a forum to create this place that actually has a lot of ongoing value. And that's where you're going to be able to get people paying a certain amount per month. And in Michelle Bridges' case, it's someone comes on to her site and she's getting them to pay for a few months up front. And some people do this so that if they notice people dropping off after a little while, they might say, okay, if you want to sign up, you've got to pay for 3 months, say, or 6 months or 12 months up front. And that way they're just kind of protecting themselves against people jumping on, getting all the content and then getting off. So there's some things to consider for when you're starting this kind of idea. I've definitely put quite a bit of work into getting the resources and getting all the information for this particular business idea together. But I'd love to hear your feedback on this actual lecture within the discussion forum on Udemy, and go into this section, write down your next 5 steps about how you're going to get this business off the ground, some of the challenges that you might be looking at, some of the costs that you're going to be looking to have to come up with to get this idea started. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing your progress and any questions that you've got in the discussion section.